Is the ZTE Axon 10 Pro a good phone to buy? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my ZTE Axon 10 Pro review. Now I'd like to start off and mention that ZTE was kind enough to send this phone out to me as a review unit. However, all opinions expressed in this video are my own, and that's the way that ZTE wanted it to be. So I actually first saw this device at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain back in February, and at the time we didn't know if it was going to make its way over to the US, but it finally has, and this specific model of the phone is the US version of the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. So because of that, we're going to get very good compatibility with the GSM carriers in the US, including AT&T and T-Mobile, as well as Cricket and Metro by T-Mobile, and some smaller GSM carriers like Mint Mobile and Straight Talk. So very good compatibility with those carriers. The phone will also work with Verizon, and in a separate video, I will be showing a demonstration of that, but it doesn't officially have Verizon support. So just keep that in mind. Now, what's especially impressive about the Axon 10 Pro is its price. This device features a $549.99 price tag, which is super solid. It's cheaper than the OnePlus 7 Pro, and it's especially impressive that we're able to get a price tag that low on a factory unlocked smartphone. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that you can easily switch from carrier to carrier with this device since it isn't locked to any particular carrier. Another nice advantage with the ZTE Axon 10 Pro is that it does feature dual SIM compatibility. So if you want to, you can put two different SIM cards in this device and use them at the same time. So maybe you have one SIM card for personal matters and another SIM card for business matters. You can put both SIMs into this device and just carry this around versus having to carry around two different phones. So that's definitely a very big advantage. Now this device features a 6.5-inch display coming in at 1080p with a 398 ppi and a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. So with that aspect ratio, it's nice and thin but tall at the same time, really making this device good for browsing the web and viewing social media, and also providing you with a very immersive video viewing experience. Another great thing too about this display is that it really is nice and crisp and clear. You can see here that the colors are really awesome, everything is nice and bright. It's just a great display in all ways. Another advantage with this display, and another unique thing about it, is that it actually has curved sides on both the left and right. So you can kind of see at this angle how that looks, but when you're looking at the phone head on, it almost looks like the screen is wrapping around the sides of the phone. It really gives you a nice immersive experience here. So I really do like that. Now up top, we have a teardrop notch, and it features a 20 megapixel front-facing camera up there. Then down towards the bottom, we do have a little bit of a chin, but it is pretty small. So overall, you are getting a very good screen-to-body ratio with this device, which is definitely a big trend that we've seen in 2019. The phone comes in this really nice blue color, which I'll show you a little bit more later on. It features 256 gigabytes of internal storage with SD card expansion. You get wireless charging with this phone, and it features an in-screen fingerprint sensor. So that's another really awesome thing that I'm a big fan of. I also really appreciate how accurate and quick that in-screen fingerprint sensor is. It certainly does not hesitate at all or stutter, and it's very reliable. On the backside, we have a triple camera setup with a 48 megapixel main camera, a 20 megapixel wide angle camera, and a 3x zoom telephoto lens that comes in at 12 megapixels. You also get portrait mode with this phone, and later on in the video, I'll be showing you photo and video samples from both the front and rear cameras on the device, but I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler here. It really does create great looking results. We get 8 gigabytes of RAM with this device, which is very impressive, and it runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor, which is one of the latest and greatest premium flagship processors from Qualcomm. It's the same processor that you'll get with the Galaxy S10 and LG G8. This device features a 4,000 milliamp hour internal battery, which is pretty beefy, and it runs a near stock version of Android 9 Pie. So I'm also a big fan of that. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll definitely know that I'm not a fan of thick and heavy skins laid over Android like what you get with the Galaxy S10. I definitely appreciate a stock experience here for both optimization and simplicity purposes. What's nice about the Axon 10 Pro is that you don't get a bunch of junk on here like you get with other phones from other OEMs. Now, some of you might like some of the added features that you get, such as Bixby with the Galaxy S10 with Samsung skin. But for me, I like it nice and simple with just stock Android. So this is the way I like it, and if you agree with me, let me know in the comments, and if you don't agree, let me know which skin you like. Now that we've gone over the specifications of the device, let's take a closer look at the hardware here. So I already talked a lot about the front here on the device. We have that 6.5 inch 1080p display with the teardrop notch at the top with the 20 megapixel front-facing camera. Then taking a look on the left side, we have nothing, but we do have this nice metal band running all around the sides of the phone. Then on the right side, we have the volume button and we have the power button. Then on the top, we just have the noise-canceling microphone, and then on the bottom, we have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM cards. And another thing I want to mention too is that SIM slot number 2 can be used for either your second SIM or the SD card, but there's not room for 2 SIM cards and an SD card, so keep that in mind. But we have the USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker, which features a microphone inside. Now the backside of this device is a fingerprint magnet to say the least, but it is very good looking. We get that triple camera module, we get the flash, we also get some ZTE branding and Axon branding. But the material on the back is really good looking and nice and premium. I really like this blue color a lot, and I think it's pretty unique how ZTE has the writing for both their word mark and the Axon name on this axis versus going from the left to the right of the phone. I think it's just kind of a unique little touch there. I'm sure many of you will probably forget about it as soon as you put a case on the phone. So the hardware of this device is as good as I'd want it to be. Maybe the only thing that I wish this phone had was a pop-up front-facing camera versus a teardrop notch, because it seems like that's really the way things are going, especially with phones like the OnePlus 7 Pro, and even with cheaper phones now like the Bold N1. But I can definitely live with having this teardrop notch. It is very tiny and not intrusive at all. And for some people, having a teardrop notch design with the front-facing camera versus a pop-up front-facing camera is a better thing because you don't have to worry about the long-term reliability of that pop-up camera. So at least you know with the Axon 10 Pro, it's going to be super solid for the long term, and you're not taking any major risks with buying this phone. Now, I've been using Cricket Wireless with my Axon 10 Pro, and I'm going to give you a speed test right now to see how the carrier performs on the device. Looks like speeds are around 6 megabits per second, going up to 7 and 8 now. And it looks like the final download speed is 8.42 megabits per second. That's pretty standard with Cricket, especially in the area that I live. And then we're doing the upload right now. Looks like it's kind of in the 2 megabit per second range. Also pretty standard with Cricket, so we'll see what the final score is. And it looks like the final score is 2.75 megabits per second. So not bad at all. That's pretty much what I expected to get with the device. And those are also the same speeds that I've gotten with Cricket on the phone in the past. Well, with the GSM carriers in the US, which include AT&T and T-Mobile, as well as Metro by T-Mobile and Cricket. So you probably noticed there that video is very clear on the Axon 10 Pro. You have the option of watching it in the typical 16:9 form factor, assuming that's how the source video is, or if you want to, you can crop it in to fill up the entire display. But what's great though about this is that the video quality is very great looking, and if you're big into watching video, then you're going to like the Axon 10 Pro. The speaker quality is also very good on the phone. It gets nice and loud, so I'm very happy with that. It's pretty much on par with what you'd expect with any flagship phone out there. The device also works great with Instagram. Everything is nice and smooth here. You're able to quickly scroll through your Instagram feed on the Axon 10 Pro. If you want to swipe over and add content to your story, you can easily do that. So here I am recording content on my Axon 10 Pro on Instagram. Easily do that. So here I am recording content on my Axon 10 Pro on Instagram. Now another great thing too is that the microphone on this device is great when recording videos. I also want to mention right now too that I've actually recorded videos for this channel in the past using the Axon 10 Pro and nobody even noticed. Now let's look at some stories here. You can see that viewing stories on the device is great. Everything is nice and clear here. So it's an excellent phone for using Instagram. This device is a gaming powerhouse. It's really great, especially because it runs the Snapdragon 855. But whether it's playing Fortnite or PUBG Mobile or a less demanding game like Temple Run, just know that this phone is great for playing games. So you'll be able to do pretty much anything you want to do with it. And also playing games on this nice, large, clear display makes things even better. I'm very impressed with the photo and video quality from the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. All of the cameras are very well optimized, whether it's using the main camera to take very nice looking photos with the 48 megapixel capabilities, or using the 20 megapixel wide angle camera to really capture everything, including what's in front of you and your surroundings, or using the 3x zoom telephoto lens to capture things that are far away. Another nice surprise that I found with the Axon 10 Pro is that it does really well with low light nighttime shots. So I was at the Las Vegas Strip taking photos, and this device did a great job capturing everything with a lot of clarity. For me personally, it's very important to have very good photo and video quality with the devices that I use, and if anything, the Axon 10 Pro is over-delivered based on what I was expecting. So if you're constantly taking photos and videos with your device, then the Axon 10 Pro is definitely going to be the phone for you. Let's now take a look at some video samples from the device. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a test video using the front-facing camera on the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. Let me know what you think of the quality. It is a little bit overexposed in the background just because it is still really bright outside. It's in the evening right now, so the sun is setting. But I'll turn around here where the background is not overexposed. So let me know what you think and all your thoughts about the photo and video quality. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a test video with the ZTE Axon 10 Pro at 1080p. Now this phone can also take videos in 4K, which I'll be doing for the next test video. But I wanted to show you how it looks in the native 1080p setting first. Now this is at the standard zoom. Now I switched it over to the wide angle camera, so you can compare this quality to the standard lens. Definitely a big fan of wide angle though. Now this is the 3x telephoto lens, so you're essentially able to zoom in a lot further optically. And now we're back to the standard main camera. There is autofocus in video mode, which is great. It's pretty quick autofocus too. Here's a video sample in 1080p with the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. Now this is with the wide angle lens. Let me know if you like this. And this is with the 3x telephoto lens, so you can really zoom in and get some really nice quality there. Now I switched things over and we're recording in 4K. I am going to be downsampling the 4K though, because in this final review video it will be uploaded in 1080p, as all my other videos normally are. But even though I'm downsampling the 4K quality here, it should still look better than the 1080p quality. And what's interesting is that when you record in 4K with the device, you do not have the ability to switch from one lens to another. So you are stuck with the main lens. You can zoom in though with a pinch to zoom, but that is just a digital zoom. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, doing a test video with the ZTE Axon 10 Pro in 4K. Let me know what you think of the quality. Let's see how autofocus works. Looks like it has really quick autofocus in video mode, which is fantastic. I didn't even have to touch on the screen or anything. It just automatically focused, and now it's going to refocus to the background here. So in conclusion, I'm a big fan of the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. There really isn't anything about this phone that has stood out to me as being a bad thing. The only thing I can think of is that maybe for a flagship, having a teardrop notch is getting a little bit on the outdated side, especially nowadays with pop-up front-facing cameras really making their way into the market. But having features like an in-screen fingerprint sensor is definitely a really awesome feature. And the fact that this phone runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, features 8 gigs of RAM, has a 3-camera setup, all for just $549.99, really makes this phone a great value. So I am very happy with it personally, and I definitely recommend it. So if you're interested in picking up a ZTE Axon 10 Pro, you can go over to ZTEUSA.com and order there. And if your experience is anything like mine, then you're definitely going to like this device a lot. But this is Kevin here, and this is the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.